Hi everyone, I am Ruth Martinez.
And I am Church Lab Alpertigan. And I am Alaika Sinetboki.
And today we are going to conduct the Magic Rainbow Milk Science Experiment.
This experiment, we need milk, either 2% or whole, soap dish, food colorings, droppers, and a shallow plate. But before we dive into our experiment, we need to learn the two important things. One is the science of surface tension, and two is the science behind the soap.
First is surface tension. What is surface tension? Surface tension is the film that forms on top of a liquid due to the attraction of molecules at the surface. An insect walking on top of a pond is an example of surface tension in water. How does that happen? Water is so cold that they want to be friends with each other. They are all slightly attracted to each other, kind of like they all want to hold hands with each other. The water molecules have neighboring molecules on each side. These molecules are pulling each other equally in all directions. They hold tightly to the ones right beside them and the ones below them. And that is what's creating our film. And that's what's creating surface tension.
Now, let us understand the science behind the soap. Soap is composed of tiny chains of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen atoms. On one end of the chain is the lipophilic, which loves fat, oil, and dirt. On the other end of the chain, it loves water. So in this end, it's known as the hydrophilic. Hydrophilic is water-loving, right? So imagine what happens when you wash your hands, when you lather your hands with soap. What happens? Well, one end of those chains is grabbing onto and bonding with all the fats and oils on your hands, and the other end of those chains is bonding with the water as it falls off your hands and down the sink. It takes all of those oils, dirt, and fats with it, which is why you should wash your hands with soap rather than just water, because water does not bond or mix with oil.
Go. So now that we learned those concepts, let's get started with our milk experiment. The stuff that we talk about surface tension is relevant for milk because milk is made up of mostly water and it also has fats and proteins.
And now we will be conducting the experiment. First, pour some milk into a shallow dish or bowl until the milk covers the bottom. Next, add some drops of food coloring to the milk. We will be using three colors. First is yellow. The next color is blue. And the third color is pink. Lastly, add a drop of dish soap into the center of the milk. Have you observed that? what causes it to happen? What makes this all happen is the dish detergent. We discussed those with little chains and soap, where one end bonds with fat and the other end bonds with water. Because milk contains both fat and water, these reactions occur throughout the milk. That aids in the breakdown of the milk's compound. The food coloring is only on the surface to show where all the activity is moving.
The second thing that causes the spreading effect on our marginal milk with the food coloring is known as a surfactant. And a surfactant lowers the surface tension of the milk. So once the surface tension is reduced, nothing is holding that food coloring in place. When that surfactant comes into contact with the food coloring, it lowers the surface tension and spreads it out. Here, we are breaking the surface tension right in the center of our plate. But around the circumference of our plate, those bonds between the molecules of water are still intact. They are still trying to hold onto each other, and they are grabbing to the left and to the right and to the center. That's bringing all of that activity out radially to the edges of the plate. And that is science behind milk magic.
Wow, have you observed that? What was it? Wow, have you observed that?
Surface tension is the field that... Hindi naman kita kailangan kapag... Bakit na, diba?
Nakatan ako ni Kaya. Nabidyo naman no?
Ano?